So today's presentation is going to focus on how to go from broke, deflated, and defeated to running a six-figure or even seven-figure business in record time. So before I get started, I'd just like to know if you'd like to generate an additional 10 to 20 new ideal client opportunities each and every month, and build a six-figure business in 12 months that you can grow to multiple six figures in year 2 and easily scale to seven figures in year 3, all without having to start a podcast, build an email list, create an online course, build an online funnel, or pay a ton of money for advertising. And all while only working 40 hours a month and spending 75% of your time doing what you love, be that coaching, teaching, networking, volunteering, spending time with your family, or whatever else fits your fancy. Well, that's the opportunity that's available to a select group of elite, purpose-driven entrepreneurs who take massive action on the information and opportunity that I share with you today. But first, I'm guessing that for many of you, this is probably not your first masterclass or online presentation. So the first thing I want to mention is if you haven't achieved the level of success that you want in your business, or you haven't been able to create a predictable cash flow, or you're not having the kind of influence you want to have, or you're not making the kind of impact that you want to make, no problem. It's not your fault. There's a lot of information out there, and a lot of it is confusing, and quite frankly, much of that information just has you hopping from one shiny object to the other, all while experiencing absolutely no real success. Oftentimes, all that information takes us down a dead-end street or puts us in the classic state of analysis paralysis, which keeps you from the success that you really want. I know 6 years ago when I began the journey of trying to crack the code of what I'm sharing with you today, I felt like there was something fundamentally wrong with me. And quite honestly, that was a lie. If you've been concerned in the past that you've tried different strategies and they didn't work out, or that there's something wrong with you, I want to be the first person to tell you it's not true. You can put those fears to rest. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Now, I know it can feel like sometimes nothing is working or that we are the problem, but I'm telling you, you can do this. All you need is the right person to explain it to you in the right way to keep it simple so it makes sense. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with you here today. It's important that you take massive action on the information and opportunity that I share with you today for one simple reason. The dream that you have about what's possible in your life, about your purpose. It was given to you for a reason. And to be frank, I simply believe in what you're up to in this world. I believe in you and I believe in your dream. And I know that if you believe in your dream as much as I believe in mine, and you pursue your dream courageously, you'll achieve it. I know that you're going to make an impact by simply fulfilling your purpose. And so I'm committed to showing you how to do that. And so that's exactly what we're going to be doing on today's training. So let's get started and let's get right into it. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time telling you about me right now because, frankly, we've got a lot of content to cover and I really want to get to it. Now, I'll share a little bit about my story as we go along, but I do think it's important that you know who you are talking to. So my name is Ike Ikoku. I am the CEO of the Limitless Living brand. Through the companies that represent this brand, I offer training, coaching, and mentoring programs that shatter the invisible boundaries over what our clients can be, do, or have in this life. I specifically help purpose-driven entrepreneurs who have relevant skill, knowledge, and expertise monetize their purpose and either launch their business, grow to six figures, or scale to seven figures. Now, I wrote a personal finance book which became an Amazon bestseller during its first week of release in 2012. That book exposes 9 financial myths that the financial industry wants you to believe, and it details some of the financial principles, concepts, and strategies that I used to become a millionaire at the age of 34, just 5 short years after filing bankruptcy in 2003. Now, from the work that I do with my clients, you can kind of categorize me as a success, millionaire money mindset, and business coach. Lastly, in the last 6 months of ramping up my presence on LinkedIn in 2019, I was recognized by one of the top 50 LinkedIn influencers as an up and coming influencer to keep an eye on. I'm very honored by that recognition and really thankful for the incredible team that I work with that helped make that a reality. Now, whether you're just starting out and wanting to get to 6 figures, or you're already building momentum in your business and you're trying to find the best way to scale to multiple 6 figures or 7 figures, I'm going to show you that one of the biggest mistakes that you can make in growing your business at this stage is to believe that you need to go start your own podcast, build an online course, create an online funnel, grow this massive email list, or make Mark Zuckerberg rich by spending money on Facebook and Instagram ads. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, Ike, all of the successful people in my space are running Facebook and Instagram ads. They're hosting podcasts. They're selling online courses through their online funnels and email lists. And you're right. The difference between you, me, and them is those guys are already at 7 figures. And so they have the bandwidth and the financial wherewithal to spend tens of thousands of dollars testing ad copy, hiring a Facebook advertising agency, and spending 6 figures plus on marketing because they now know that they'll get $3 or more from every dollar that they spend on advertising. So if you're not already doing 7 figures plus, you don't need to be playing that game. When your business gets to the point where you're doing high 5 figures a month in predictable, consistent revenue, then you can consider implementing some of these strategies. Take it from someone who drank the Kool-Aid and almost choked. This idea that you need to be doing any of these marketing tactics and strategies is simply burning a hole in your back pocket, making Facebook and Google rich while bankrupting your business, bankrupting your heart and your soul all at the same time. I mean, it is literally keeping you from doing the very thing that you want to do, which is grow your business and experience both financial and time freedom. Now, I'll share my story on this with you a little bit later. I'm also going to show you that the fastest way to add 20, 40, even $80,000 a month is to eliminate 80% of what you're currently doing and focus on a 1-2 punch. Because so many of us lack clarity on the right approach to launching, growing, and scaling our businesses, we end up doing so many different things, trying to gain a little traction here and there. But that, quite frankly, is a broken strategy. From the book Essentialism, we've learned the importance of focus. And when you learn to focus on just 1 or 2 key things in your business, you'll gain incredible traction and put yourself on pace to go from launching a business 1 year to being at 7 figures by the end of the 3rd year. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do. I'm also going to show you how you can build a 7-figure business with only 2 offers while working no more than about 40 hours a month with your clients. Under the model that I'm using to run my business, I'll spend about 2 hours a month serving each of my clients that have purchased one specific offer from me. And I'll spend about another 6 hours a month serving another group of clients that have purchased another offer from me. That business model will allow me to generate 6 figures in 2020. And in 2021, after having generated multiple 6 figures in 2020, I'll make some slight tweaks to ramp that up to 7 figures in revenue, 7 figures in revenue for the year, while not spending more than about 40 hours a month to service all of my clients at the highest level. I mean, how cool would it be if you could do that? And imagine what else you could do if you were being that efficient in the delivery of your program and services. I'm going to show you what I'm doing, and how you can do it too. And lastly, and this is the most important, I'm going to show you how you can make one subtle shift in the way you think, and how just making that shift will eliminate all of the stress, all of the anxiety, all of the overwhelm that you feel, and help you 10x your business in half the time. If you don't already know my backstory, when you hear it, you'll realize how this one subtle shift was a total game changer for me. And you'll know why you will also want to make this same subtle shift as well. Now, if you stick with me until the end, and I'm expecting you to be fully engaged, as a matter of fact, I hope you're taking notes, because this is going to be one of the most valuable trainings you've ever been on. I promise you that. I'd also like to express gratitude and thank you for trusting me with your time, and for trusting me with giving you this training for your business. If you stick with me until the end, I'm going to tell you how you can get your hands on an unbelievable gift that I'm going to give to you for free. So after having had my business shut down and virtually all of my income wiped out in 2018 due to some unforeseen circumstances, I had to start over from scratch and focus on an industry that had not previously gotten my full attention. During the last 6 months of 2019, I put this relatively new business on pace to generate six figures in revenue. With the model that I'm working with, I will do multiple six figures in 2020, with a goal of hitting seven figures in 2021. Now, the success I've achieved thus far has come from using two templates. These two templates have helped me create 20 ideal client opportunities per month. They've helped me to collaborate with some of the brightest minds in the coaching industry, people that are much smarter and much more successful than I am. They've helped me to form a mastermind group. These templates have also opened up ideal communication opportunities for me by getting me booked to speak at organizations and at workshops. If you stay until the end, I'll tell you how to get these templates for free. How cool is that? You guys excited about this? I know I am. So let's get right into it. I want to make sure that you're in the right place, and you should be if you've made it this far. But I just want you to just kind of like self-identify a bit, okay? And by the way, everything that I'm sharing with you here is exactly where I was for parts of 2014 to 2019, okay? So maybe you need to find clients. I mean, you know that, but you just don't know where to find them or what strategy to use. And you've been surviving in what I like to call hope marketing or accidental marketing, referrals and word of mouth. And you know that that's not sustainable for the long term. I mean, like, you're generating some revenue, but it's only because life has somehow accidentally connected you with a client or a prospect. Any new clients you acquire is haphazard at best. The bottom line is you don't have a predictable way of generating ideal client opportunities and closing those leads into your business. If that's you, you're in the right place. Now, maybe you don't really have a plan at all, or you have a plan, but truthfully, you're not that confident it's going to work. And thus far, it hasn't. Or maybe you're constantly hopping back and forth between feast and famine, and you're just tired of the lack of consistency in revenues. If that's you, then I get it. I know you feel like you're stuck on the proverbial entrepreneur's wheel. It's kind of like the hamster's wheel. As entrepreneurs, we all get stuck on that wheel from time to time. And my job is to get you off of that wheel. And in this training, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to help you get a plan that you're confident in. Now, maybe you've kind of expended a lot of time and energy trying to learn and implement all the different marketing tactics and strategies that are out there. And despite your best efforts, you haven't seen any of the results that have been touted by the gurus out there. I get it. I've been there and I've done that too. Or maybe on the outside, your business and your life looks really clean and polished up. But deep in your heart, when you lay down at night, all of the doubts and all of the fears, they just come flooding in. And maybe, just maybe, you even feel like a bit of a fraud because no one knows what's really going on the inside of you. I mean, let's face it, the entrepreneurial journey can feel like a really, really lonely place to be. I mean, for many years, this was how it felt to me. That is, until I formed the mastermind and created a community with some of the other business owners that worked with the same coaches and mentors that I've worked with. Maybe you're not sure about what to offer. Like, you've got this, relevant skill, expertise, and knowledge, but you don't know how much to charge for it or what to offer or what you need to actually focus on, right? That's okay too, because we're going to be talking about that as well. Now, from the results that you've delivered, maybe you know that what you do has incredible impact to the lives and businesses of the clients that you serve. Yet you don't know how to authentically and powerfully communicate it. And so you end up sounding like everyone else, and prospective clients don't see any market differentiation with your positioning. Or worse yet, you duck for cover when asked the dreaded, "What do you do?" question at a networking event. Or if you're present, you give them a one-word answer like, um, I'm a CPA, I'm a coach, I'm a lawyer, I'm a consultant, I'm an author. And the problem is when we do that, we allow prospective clients and collaborators to form their own lazy, fuzzy, and uninspired opinions about what it is that we do. Maybe you've got a mental block around selling, and you're so scared that you'll come off as salesy that you never generate the amount of sales that you need because you haven't learned how to communicate in a way that allows prospective clients to come to their own conclusions that they want to buy your products and your services. I struggled with this for years, so I know exactly how you feel, but we can fix that too. Maybe you recognize that there's a gap between where you are right now in business and in life versus where you ideally want to be. And sadly, you're not even sure of how to close that gap. I sat in that same position for several years until I worked with the right coach and mentor, and then things shifted. And all of a sudden, I had the clarity that I previously lacked. Again, you're in the right place. I've lived through each and every one of these items, and I was right there with you not that long ago. But a long, long time ago, I was at a very different place. About 15 years ago, I had made significant financial progress from our bankruptcy filing. I had literally 10x my prior income, and I was on pace to turning my former annual income into a monthly income as a tax and financial consultant. In spite of all this success, I realized that my life had become unmanageable. I was addicted to work, and I was addicted to pornography. When it became obvious just how out of control my life had become, I sought help. I enrolled in programs and worked with counselors. The road to recovery wasn't a one and done event for me, as it took many years to work through my addictions. And while I recovered from both addictions, it wasn't until a 5-year stretch of my life, from 2014 to the end of 2018, that I finally overcame the remnants of my work addiction through a very traumatic set of events that actually began in 2014. But before telling you about that event, here's a little bit of my backstory to kind of put things in context for you. So after applying a lot of what I learned, working in the high net worth planning sections for two of what used to be the big six CPA accounting firms that I worked for, KPMG and Ernst & Young, I experienced a lot of success in my 20s, and I significantly grew my net worth and my passive income. But that all came crashing down with the tech bubble of 9/11 and 18 months of unexpected employment, which ultimately led to a bankruptcy filing in 2003. This was my first run at making and losing a lot of money. The only bright spot to the bankruptcy filing was the launch of my business, after realizing my true purpose in life would only be realized as an entrepreneur and not as an employee. By 2008, I had experienced a lot of success in business. Not only had I turned my annual income as an employee into a monthly income as an entrepreneur, but I'd accumulated a seven-figure net worth with six figures in passive income. And I became financially independent at the age of 34. God was faithful in resurrecting our finances, and I was very, very grateful. In 2012, I exposed 9 financial myths of the financial services industry with the release of my book, Winning the Money Game, which became a bestseller in its first week of release on Amazon. I ended up being asked to blog for Huffington Post for a few years. I even ended up landing several spots on Fox News and other TV and media outlets. Financially and in business, I was sort of at the top of my game. And then 2014 hit. And in that year, I suffered 2 devastating business betrayals that cost my family 7 figures plus and cut my income to about a third of what it used to be. One of those business betrayals was a classic Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme in which clients of mine lost money and my family lost over $600,000. Now, while Bernie Madoff himself was prosecuted and brought to justice in the Madoff case, the Bernie in our case actually fled the country. And since the financial impact wasn't $50 billion and we didn't have celebrities that were being impacted by our case, I guess the SEC decided that they weren't going to expend any resources to try and track our fraudster down. Instead, I found out in 2016, 2 years after the incident, that the SEC would file complaints against me and my companies in an attempt to try to hold me responsible for both me and my clients' losses. Now, being a man of faith, I bathed this season of my life in prayer, and I had a really, really strong conviction that I'd experienced victory with my legal battle with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And by the end of 2018, I finally experienced this promised victory. And here's how it showed up in my life. After spending over 6 figures with my attorneys, I'd ended up settling my case with the SEC on a neither admit nor deny basis, which was good. However, as part of that settlement, I'd pay over $300,000 to settle the case. I'd have my investment advisory license suspended with the right to reapply after 5 years. I'd see my income drop to about 10% of what it used to be, and I'd suffer a lot of reputational damage with the poetic way that the SEC would describe the events of my case, and I'd also see my certified financial planner license be suspended along very similar terms as my investment advisory license. Broke and without any income, I felt like an unemployable college kid who had to launch a new business doing something other than what he got his bachelor's and master's degree in. As devastating as all of this was, I learned a lot during those 5 years about my business, about life, and about success in general. So naturally, I wanted to share what I learned. You see, during that 5-year stretch, it was like I was living 2 parallel lives. One was a life filled with uncertainty as I managed what was left of my prior business while pursuing what would end up being the final outcome of my SEC case. The other was a life that was filled with certainty that this mess of a life that I was living would eventually be turned into an incredible message that would positively impact and influence the lives of millions. So I chose to ignore the facts of my life and live into this truth. This led me to invest in programs, trainings, coaching, and events to become this person with a message to millions. During those 5 years, I invested a lot of money with mentors. I earned certifications and I learned a lot. All told, in the last 15 years of my life, I've spent well over 6 figures investing in different programs and working with different mentors and coaches on mindset and different strategies to grow personally and professionally to where I've become a personal growth junkie. I am totally obsessed with breaking the invisible boundaries of what's possible in our lives and completely eradicating hopelessness in this world. And as I continue to break those boundaries in my life, it's part of my purpose and my mission in life to help others do the same and make the world a better place. Because when you think about it, whether it's human trafficking, the drug crisis in our country, gangs taking over cities, or any other forms of injustice that plagues our country, those are decisions that stem from people who don't realize what they are truly capable of. so that they could divert their attention and energy to more productive use. So that's why I'm passionate about what I do. That's why I'm on a mission to help end hopelessness. But here's the thing. You don't have to be engaged in human trafficking, drugs, or gangs as evidence that you are unaware of what you're truly capable of in life. You could be just like me, having dealt with setback after setback on your journey to simply fulfilling your purpose in life, yet dealing with an avalanche of uncertainty about if it will ever happen. Or maybe you're running a purpose-driven business, gaining some traction, yet overcome with stress, anxiety, and overwhelm that you've almost come to accept it as a reality that this is the way life has to be. And there's no better person than myself who can tell you just how overwhelming the life of an entrepreneur can be, especially when trying to gain insights from the experts that you've chosen to work with. So while living this parallel life of knowing that the mess that I was in would eventually become a message for millions, I listened to the experts on what they deemed to be the best way to launch a business, to grow to six figures, and eventually scale to seven. And the consistent message I was getting from all of the experts was that I needed to start a podcast, create a digital funnel, that I needed to build funnels, create a digital course, create a webinar, run Facebook ads, and build this big, massive email list. That this was the fastest way to grow and scale a business, and that if I wasn't doing this, that I would miss out on the best opportunity since the explosive growth of tech stocks in the 1990s. And so I didn't like doing these things. I mean, I don't know about you. I don't get up each day excited about how to run Facebook ads or write email copy or develop high converting landing pages or create sophisticated funnels or, how to design the perfect webinar. I mean, I just want to be out in the world, living into my purpose, sharing my expertise and knowledge and making some money while making an impact and changing people's lives. But I figured, hey, if this is the way to do it, then, these were the experts, so I'd go do what they said to do. And so I sipped the Kool-Aid. I created an online course. I built out an online funnel. I grew a following of over 11,000 on one of my Facebook business pages. And so I really hated doing it, right? But I had to remind myself that I was focused on the long game. This is a picture from one of my business sites of the front end of my online funnel that leads you through my value ladder of products and services. And at the front end of the funnel, I'm offering my $25 book on Amazon here for $9.97, which when you purchase it, you then get a list of other one-time offers, tripwires, and upsells. And if you don't bite on those offers, then you get plugged into an email sequence to sell you my online course and other offerings. Now, you've got to remember that at this stage of my life, we were quickly running out of money. So I couldn't afford to even have a fulfillment center to fill these orders. In other words, if thousands and thousands of orders came in, the buck stopped with me with regards to filling each and every one of those orders. So you can imagine how thrilled I was talking to my wife, Emma, about having to fill all those orders on my own. We both agreed that it was a small price to pay for the success that we were about to experience. And she said, besides, this is what all the coaches, consultants, and mentors we've worked with have said to do, right? I said, yeah, you're right. So since I was already drinking the Kool-Aid from the experts, I got to the point where we were finally ready to launch my online program, The Kingdom Millionaire's Guide to Winning the Money Game. I've been working on this thing for several months, paying money to Facebook, building my business page, following to over 11,000 followers, building out my perfect webinar a la Russell Brunson, creating my 5-part video sequence for my product launch formula style launch a la Jeff Walker, working with and hiring consultants to build out my online funnel, landing page copy, email sequence copy, all while battling the Securities and Exchange Commission on the sidelines. Excitement was in the air and it was launch time. So I finally launched my program using my $9.97 free book plus shipping offer as the entry point to my funnel and my perfect webinar and 5-part PLF style video series as the 2 gateways to purchase my $997 online course. And so I launched, and then I waited for the orders to pour in. But all I heard was crickets. So I waited and I waited and I waited. And finally, all I could hear was the voice of Tom Hanks saying, Houston, we have a problem. Eventually, I got some sales, but it was less than a handful of sales. And it wasn't for my $997 online course offer or my $697 or my $497 or my $297 offer. It wasn't even for my $37 offer. No, the few orders we got were for the $997 offer of my book, where after factoring the wholesale cost of my book, the cost of shipping, and my manual time in prepping each order for shipping, I was basically losing money. There was not a single sale of any of my higher priced offers. I mean, nada, zippo, nothing to over 11,000 plus followers on my Facebook business page. I got some comments from folks saying that, hey, they really liked the videos and, thought that they were pretty cool, but no one was ringing the cash register like I had hoped for. And quite frankly, it was devastating because my wife, Emma, is a full-time mom and she's primarily responsible for homeschooling our kids. And so I'm the sole breadwinner. After the two business betrayals in 2014, a significant portion of our financial resources were wiped out and my income dropped to about a third of what it used to be. Then over the next 5 years, with the SEC case looming over our heads and the ensuing settlement, the remainder of my assets and income would get wiped out again. So quite frankly, Emma and I both saw this as our big break, our comeback, our road to becoming internet millionaires, so to speak. And we'd spent a good bit of money with coaches, consultants, and mentors, and at various events that they had. We had gone all in, and we were like, man, this has got to be our breakthrough. We went all in with the hopes of it being the financial ticket out of the debacle that we were facing with the Securities and Exchange Commission. And quite frankly, we placed our trust in the advice that we'd been getting, only to have burned yet another hole in our back pocket and see our dreams melt away right before our very eyes. So it's Saturday night. Our oldest child, Ella, is at an age where she could babysit our younger two kids, while Emma and I slip away for a few hours. And so she and we go grab dinner. And I got to tell you, I'm a mess at dinner because I was so excited that we were finally going to forge a path forward because I believed all of the stuff that I had learned would work. But it didn't. I was crushed. I even thought about putting our kids in public school and we both going out and finding jobs. But Emma had been out of the workforce for about 15 years and it had been long proven to me that I was, quite frankly, unemployable. So that didn't even seem like a viable path. And besides, with no offense to the public school system, we actually live in a country that has a stellar rating for the public schools. But doing that would be a violation of one of our core values and our core promises that we made to each other about how we would raise our kids. And then she said the magic words that every husband wants to hear from his wife. She said this, I believe in you, baby, and together we will figure this out. And so that night, I made a decision. You see, I'd already figured out what my purpose and mission to the world was, and there was no way it was going to get accomplished working for somebody else. So I committed to continue growing personally and professionally, working with other mentors and coaches, and dedicating to eventually finding a way to turn my mess into a message that would impact the lives of millions of people that were just like me. Good people who'd experienced setbacks in life while on their journey to launching a business that fulfills their purpose, or other purpose-driven entrepreneurs already gaining momentum with their businesses, yet experiencing burnout, overwhelm, or anxiety as they attempted to take the next quantum leap in their business. And so what's been 6 years in the making since 2014 finally started yielding results that I had hoped for in 2019, just 1 year removed from being broke, deflated, and defeated. And I finally felt like I'd cracked the code to creating the business that you fall in love with all over again because it's creating all of the results that you hoped and dreamed of at the start. So in just the last 6 months of 2019, I've been generating at least 20 ideal client opportunities each month. Now, as a business owner, you know how important it is to have a pipeline full of leads to grow your business. I've also forged collaborations with some of the leading minds in the coaching and consulting industry. Through my collaborations, I've been invited to speak at organizations and workshops where my ideal clients are in large quantities. I've reborn a coaching business virtually from scratch, whose monthly average revenue is the equivalent of a six-figure business. The coaching business I own today, I know with great certainty will do multiple six figures in 2020, and it's poised to break seven figures by the end of 2021. And all of this is happening just a year removed from being broke, deflated, and defeated from the conclusion of the fallout from my Securities and Exchange case at the end of 2018. I've also been recognized as an up-and-coming influencer on LinkedIn by my peers, many of whom are considered to be the top 50 influencers on LinkedIn. And I've done all of this while networking, teaching, training, and generally doing the things that I love. And while I'm experiencing success with the secrets that I've discovered, I'm also helping others too, like Jane, a speaker and coach with the John Maxwell team and a consultant to the human resource professionals who wants to grow her income and influence in her industry. Or Todd, a leading leadership expert, a keynote speaker, a disc consultant with the John Maxwell team, as well as a business coach who wants to eventually transition from his full-time gig to doing what he truly loves as a speaker and consultant, and to have his part-time gig create the income and lifestyle that he desires. Or there's Charlene, an attorney who made a significant pivot from doing real estate closings to doing what she loves to do, which is estate planning, and now wants to become the premier estate planning attorney in all of East Atlanta. Not only am I benefiting from what I've learned, but my clients like Jane, Todd, and Charlene are benefiting too. And you know what? I'd like to help you too. Maybe you're a speaker, a business coach, or a life coach, or a relationship coach, or a leadership coach. It doesn't matter what kind of coach you are, I can help you. Maybe you're an accountant, a bookkeeper, a certified public accountant, or a tax advisor. It doesn't matter what kind of work you do in the accounting and tax field, I know I can help you. Or perhaps you're a one-person law firm, a business advisor, or a consultant. It doesn't matter what kind of work you do as a professional practice owner, I am confident that I can help you. You see, the thing is, while we may all have different skill sets, knowledge, and expertise, what we all have in common is an undeniable desire to make a difference in the world by simply fulfilling our purpose, vision, and goals as we serve our clients. And in that journey of purpose fulfillment, we are typically in one of three phases. Either we're attempting to launch our businesses, get it to six figures, or move beyond that and scale to multiple six figures or seven figures. And at each stage, we face different challenges and obstacles that, quite frankly, seem insurmountable, but they're not. And today, I'm going to show you how to break those boundaries of what we think is possible in our business as a purpose-driven entrepreneur. And the really neat thing about doing this is it's not that hard. By the time I'm done going over this four-step process, you'll see just how simple it can be building the business of your dreams, doing what you love, and having the kind of impact and influence that you always thought was possible. But before I do that, I think it's fair that I give you a fair warning. So here's the warning. I hate to break it to you, but you've been had. Listen, I know what I'm going to share is going to actually step on some toes and upset a lot of the gurus out there with the stuff that I'm about to share with you. And that's because what I tell you is the exact opposite of what you've been told to do to launch, grow, or scale your business. I'm about to shatter some well-ingrained industry myths here. And you know what? The same thing happened in 2012 when I released my book, Winning the Money Game, where I exposed 9 myths the financial services industry wants you to believe is the preferred way to plan your finances and to create the financial future that you desire. So I'm no stranger to being on the opposite end of what the masses are saying, and perhaps that makes me a bit of a contrarian that way. But I believe in taking the road less traveled, as history has proven that it makes all of the difference. So if you believe in that approach, then you can thank me later for what you're about to learn as I share this information with you. At the end of the day, how many entrepreneurs do you know that are generating consistent, predictable income in their business, spending 75% of their time doing what they love? Most of the ones who are generating consistent income are likely hating their businesses right now. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there are exceptions out there. I'm not foolish enough to think that everyone hates their business. But the fact of the matter is, if you're looking at a strategy and most entrepreneurs aren't having success doing it, you probably shouldn't do it either. And here are the strategies that are catching people's attention and leading the masses to follow them, yet not achieving any of the results that are being promised or that they desire. Which is why I say that you've been had. Some of those strategies leading the masses down the wrong way in their quest to launch, grow, or scale their businesses include this whole idea that, one, you really don't need to write a book or become a best-selling author. I mean, I've done both, and if you already have a book, then great. But you don't need to go write one to achieve success. And there are plenty of people out there offering to help you get bestseller status and even get an appearance on a TV show, acknowledging your bestseller status and claiming that that's what you're going to need to cause you to experience this explosive growth in your business. And for tens of thousands of dollars, they'd gladly make that happen for you. But it's all a bunch of smoke and mirrors. You don't need to start a podcast and build a massive social media following. I mean, I'm yet to find someone who says, Ike, you know what the key to my success was? Well, let's see. It was the day that I built my social media following to 50,000 and had a ton of subscribers to my podcast that my business finally took off. I mean, these are the things that you do later when you're successful, after you've got a 7-figure business and you've designed it in such a way that you have the time freedom. Then, if you want to go do a podcast, you do a podcast because you already have a massive following. But starting a podcast or growing a huge social media following is not the way that you make money. Remember, I had 11,000 plus followers on one of my Facebook business pages, and my online course launch still flopped. You shouldn't go grow your business doing product launches or using online funnels, Facebook, Google, or YouTube ads, unless you simply want to just enrich the lives of the tech billionaires who own these platforms. You use these strategies to scale your business, not launch or grow it. And if you're not already doing $1 million a year right now, you really don't need to be concerned with scaling your business. That's not where our focus should be. We just need to focus on creating predictable income and delivering massive value to our clients and getting ourselves to a position where 75% of the time, our marketing strategy allows us to be doing the things that we love. You should not start by trying to peddle a low-ticket item. I mean, one of my favorite marketers, Russell Brunson, popularized this idea that you should create a value ladder of products and services that consists of maybe a $9 ebook, then you sell a $297 this and a $497 that, and eventually a $997 this. And you know, it's a great strategy for people that are already doing 7 figures who not only have the bandwidth and the resources for such an initiative, but are also looking to scale their business. But until you're already doing 7 figures, trying to do any of those things now is a massive waste of your time, energy, and money. Remember the story of my online course launch? And you know, worse yet, is actually trying to do any of these things at this pre-7-figure stage. Doing any of these things actually doesn't even deliver a ton of value to your clients. If you really want to deliver massive value to your clients, then you should offer a couple of high-ticket programs where you serve your clients at the highest levels and create the transformation that your clients want in their personal and professional lives. And at the end of the day, there's really no magic pill strategy that works for everyone. There's just isn't. I don't care what it is. Strategies need to be customized and unique to you. But there is a system. There's a system that you can use that allows you to spend 75% of your time doing what you love and what you're really good at, all while making an incredible impact, influencing the lives of your clients, and building a highly profitable business. And I'm going to go through that system with you. I call it the 4 secrets. So there are a few people out there that are using it, but those who are using it are having incredibly, incredibly phenomenal success. It's one of the reasons why I'm going to break down these 4 secrets for you so you too can have incredible success in your business. So secret number 1 is that you can consistently generate a pipeline of as many as 20 ideal client opportunities each month without being salesy, without fear of competition, and without spending a dollar on advertising. I'm going to show you how that's true. Secret number 2 is the quickest way to launch and grow to 6 figures is to abandon 80% of what you're currently doing and to focus on a simple and scalable 1-2 punch, kind of like a boxing champion. Now, this 1-2 punch doesn't require you to be an expert at creating online funnels, creating online courses, Facebook, Google, or YouTube ads. I'm going to go into detail with you on this 1-2 punch. It's what I implemented to place my business on pace to do 6 figures in 2019. It's what will allow me to do multiple 6 figures in 2020. And it's what will allow me to scale to 7 figures in 2021. Secret number 3 is this. Just 2 offers is all you need to scale your business from 6 to 7 figures. You don't need 5, you don't need 7, you don't need 12 via value ladder of products that start out with maybe a $9 ebook. No, you don't need any of that. You just need 2 offers. And with that, you can scale from 6 to 7 figures. You can provide incredible value to your clients and do it in less than 40 hours a month. And the best part is that you can do it from anywhere in the world. Secret number 4. Now, while this is the last one, in my mind, it is absolutely the most important. And it's the fact that even after you've found the right strategy that works for you, it works for your business, and works for your industry, not knowing this one thing is the silent killer to greater than 90% of businesses out there. And it's the number 1 reason why many businesses and business owners never reach their full potential. And I'll share with you what that is in this training. So let's get right into it. Secret number 1, you can consistently generate a pipeline of as many as 20 ideal client opportunities each month without being salesy, without fear of competition, and without spending a dollar on advertising. Boy, I wish someone had showed this to me 2 years ago. It would have saved me a ton of stress, time, and money. I mean, I'm thankful for the lessons and where I'm at today, but I'm really excited for what I'm about to share with you. So I've got a bit of a newsflash for you. If you have a concern about being salesy, the best way to avoid that is to simply not be salesy. It's a proven fact of life that no one, and I mean no one, wants to be sold, but everyone loves to buy. So our focus as an entrepreneur has to shift from getting a sale to creating an atmosphere where people are inspired to buy. So the obvious question has to be, how does that happen? Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever had a conversation with a friend who just saw a movie that moved them, a movie that they loved? It's like you can't even get them to stop talking about the movie, right? It feels like it becomes their purpose and their personal mission in life to tell everyone about that movie. And it kind of feels like they've become a personal evangelist for the movie. And through their passionate communication of why you should go see that movie, well, you often end up buying a ticket to go see that movie. What we need to do as entrepreneurs is become personal evangelists for our purpose. So when an entrepreneur says that they have a fear of being salesy, that's usually an indication to me that they are under-purposed. You see, purpose-driven entrepreneurs are personal evangelists for the change that they want to see happen in the world through the fulfillment of their purpose, their vision, and their goals. When we have clarity about our purpose and we communicate that with the passion of a personal evangelist, something magical happens. It inspires action from others. I mean, how else can we explain how nonprofits all over the country raise obscene amounts of money? In business, when you communicate your purpose, your why, and you do it passionately, and it intercepts with the pain points that your ideal client is experiencing, and it emotionally triggers them to take action because you're using my subconscious inception marketing system as part of how you're positioning your brand. The action taken is often one that they feel is in their best interest, which results in them buying and you never even having to ask for the sale. It's all about proper positioning to create the atmosphere for people to want to buy. And that only happens when you have clarity about your purpose and you communicate that passionately using my subconscious inception marketing system. Now let's break down the competition myth. Competition is good for our economy. It's what makes our democracies thrive, constantly striving for improvement to products and services provided in the marketplace is good for both businesses and consumers alike. About the only thing wrong with competition is the underlying meaning that we give to it. And that's this idea that it presents a disadvantage to you as an entrepreneur in achieving your goals. And what that really tells me is this, that you've really got a poor mindset. Because if you know how unique you are, from your DNA to the very set of circumstances that have shaped who you are and brought you to this pivotal point of being an entrepreneur, you'd realize just how unstoppable you are. You'd recognize what you've been uniquely gifted to do in your voice, with your personality, is so specific to you and the people that you've been called to serve that even copycats couldn't come close to the success that you'll experience when you walk in the fullness of your purpose. What a fear of competition tells me is that you're underpurposed. Because when you have clarity about your purpose and you have clarity about your unique value proposition, when you bring the voice of your brand to the marketplace and you properly position yourself, those who you are supposed to serve can't mistake your voice for that of a competitor. It's kind of like the YouTube videos of ranchers and farmers and shepherds who call out to their sheep and they come running to them, yield to their voice and to their direction. Yet a competitor, in this case another rancher, farmer, or shepherd, can show up and vie for the attention of that sheep by calling out to them, and the sheep simply ignore them. Why? Well, because sheep, they know the voice of their shepherd, and the voice of strangers they will not follow. It's really all about proper positioning to create the atmosphere for people to want to buy. And that only happens when you have clarity about your purpose and you give the voice to that purpose through your brand by passionately communicating to the marketplace using my subconscious inception marketing system and articulating the fact that you intimately know your ideal clients, your sheep in this analogy. And by know, I mean knowing them like a husband knows his wife, so much so that he can complete her sentences. Or if she offers a smile to him and that smile simply communicates an entire paragraph of information without her ever having to say anything. Or perhaps you meet somebody for the first time and they tell you within the span of a 30-minute conversation that they feel like they've known you since high school. It's the speed of trust that's being created in those moments. And when these sequence of events happen, that's when the threat of competition is eliminated forever. And it's then and only then that, like bees to honey or like sheep to a shepherd, you can attract your ideal clients in droves. So let's talk about the online myth for a second. I told you about my online story before, right? My online marketing story. You guys know that after listening to a lot of the gurus out there on how to launch and grow your business to 6 or 7 figures, I created an online course. I built an online funnel. I already showed you the landing page with my book as the entry point to the value ladder that I created. I built out the funnel. I created my perfect webinar and my 5-part video series to duplicate the product launch formula. I grew my following on one of my Facebook business pages to over 11,000 plus, ponied up some money for advertising, and hit the launch button expecting to make my first million. And poof. All I had to show for all of that effort was less than a handful of sales of, wait for it, not the highest priced item on my value ladder. They were all sales of my $25 book that I was now offering for $9.97 as part of my free book and ship offer. I mean, I wanted to go back to work for somebody again, but again, as I said, that really wasn't a viable option for me. Then something happened. I gained crystal clear clarity about my purpose. I understood my unique value proposition to the world. I gave voice to my unique value proposition with the way I positioned myself online. I got to know my ideal client avatar as well as I know my wife. I learned a thing or two about human psychology and created my subconscious inception marketing system. I stopped trying to sell everyone I met and went back to my networking roots of being interesting and interested. I created an authentic yet relational approach to my business. I realized LinkedIn was one of my greatest assets for my business, and the rest, as they say, is history. And what do you know? I began generating 20 ideal client opportunities per month on average. Opportunities, ideal client opportunities like these, like at the very top hand left, where this individual says, I reached out to you, Ike, because I appreciate the positive inspiration you share. Additionally, I am just starting in the professional coaching realm and would like a mentor. She goes on to say that I hope you'd be open to mentoring me. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if people sought you out and asked if you'd be open to working with them versus you chasing after people? You could average one of these per day with my system. Ideal opportunities like this. How about the middle of the bottom row, where in this particular message, the individual says, Ike, the reason that I'm connecting with you is because I feel like I could benefit from your knowledge and from your skills. How often do you get people reaching out to you because they feel like they could benefit from your knowledge and your skills? You see, when you learn and adopt what I teach in my Practice Growth Mastery Mentor Coaching Program, this could be your reality. Or ideal client opportunities like this. At the bottom of the page, the far right, this individual says, hey, Ike, I was drawn to your profile based on the article that you wrote about finding your purpose. I was then intrigued by your experience as a coach with your financial background, as that's exactly what I'm looking for. Opportunities like these are available to you when you learn my subconscious inception marketing system, which is a part of my Practice Growth Mastery Mentor Coaching Program. And that, folks, is secret number one. You can consistently generate a pipeline of as many as 20 ideal client opportunities each month without ever being salesy, without fear of competition, and without spending a dollar in advertising. Proper positioning is the key here. You heard it here first, guys. Proper positioning is the key. Let's get into secret number two. Hope you guys are getting really excited about these secrets because they're just going to keep getting better and better as we keep on. So let's get into secret number two. Secret number two. The quickest way to launch and grow to 6 figures is to abandon 80% of what you're currently doing and to focus on a simple and scalable 1-2 punch, kind of like a boxing champion. And the beauty of this 1-2 punch is it doesn't require you to become an IT genius or an online marketing guru. It doesn't require you to do 80% of many of the things that you're currently doing, but instead it brings in the power of focus to help you achieve remarkable results. So I've got a bit of a question for you. Do you know what insanity is? You know, it's been said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, yet expecting different results. Well, I'd like to punctuate that definition by saying insanity is doing the same wrong things over and over again and yet expecting different results. And if there's anywhere that I see this happen time and time again, it's in the life of an entrepreneur. What I've found is that as entrepreneurs, we're focused on so many things. I mean, it's like we're afraid that if the thing that we're working on doesn't work, then we're out of luck. So we start focusing on lots of different things to try to make little bits of money from a lot of different places. And that's the worst approach. Why? Because it takes up all of your time. It consumes all of your energy, and you don't do anything really well. And all I have done is to focus on one simple strategy that's completely transformed my business and my life. And I call it the 1-2 punch. Every great fighter had one, and I believe every great business person should have one as well. So what's the 1-2 punch? The first thing you need is one powerful conversation. You know, in the public speaking business, you could think of it as sort of your signature talk. In consulting and training, it can be your signature presentation. Regardless of what you call it, it is simply one powerful conversation that you have with your ideal client. This powerful conversation will never materialize until you have clarity on your purpose as discussed in secret number 1. But when you do, in addition to proper positioning and use of my subconscious inception marketing system and the power of being relational, rather than coming off as salesy, in this conversation, you are being authentically who you really are. And just in case you didn't know, authenticity is very attractive. In that conversation, you powerfully communicate who you are, your why, your unique value proposition. And you do that using an acronym I call MAT. So M stands for what motivates you, what captures your attention to want to make a difference in this world. A stands for what angers you and what injustice you want to solve. And T stands for what kind of transformation you want to bring to this world. And when you do it in this manner and you infuse your life story into this conversation and you clearly articulate how your MAT subconsciously, 1, incites the pain that's associated with being stuck in the present situation that your ideal client finds themselves in that they desperately want out of. And 2, illuminates your claim of how your product or services takes them from an undesirable state, one of pain, to a desired state, one of pleasure. And 3, inspires the gain that they'll finally experience by your product or solution, moving them away from pain and towards pleasure. When you do that, it's then that the magic happens. And that's exactly what happened when I had a conversation with Haley, who said after meeting Ike on LinkedIn and having our initial conversation, I was not only impressed by how authentic and relatable our conversations were, but also by the list of mentors and coaches that he had worked with, many of which I knew and respected. After going through his success strategy session, it was a no-brainer to sign up for his Practice Growth Mastery program, especially since he'd modeled steps of the program right from our first interaction. The next thing you need in the 1-2 punch is just one proven way to get in front of the 2 things that you need to launch, grow, or scale your business. Those 2 things are 1, ideal client opportunities, and 2, ideal collaboration opportunities. Ideal client opportunities, these are the ideal clients that you want to serve in your business. Ideal collaboration opportunities, these are professionals who serve your ideal clients, but not in the same manner that you do. However, these professionals recognize the importance of making their clients sticky. In other words, these professionals want to keep their clients for life. And to do so, they recognize that they have to be seen as a source of continual value to their clients. And by being that person that introduces you to their clients so that you can add even more value to their clients' lives through your products and services, they increase their value to their clients and get to retain them for life. It's the ultimate win-win-win. So win number one occurs with the end user client who gets the benefit from your skill, your knowledge, and your expertise to improve their lives. Win number two occurs with the person that you are collaborating with, who increases their value to their client or to their tribe and gets to retain them for life. Win number three occurs with you getting to leverage this collaborative partner's trust and credibility with their clients or their tribe and creating a one-to-many scenario where you are getting to have that incredible conversation we just talked about, not just with one person, but with several, to allow you to multiply the number of new clients that you can acquire with the same amount of effort and energy. What's the one proven way to get in front of the two things I said you need? Those ideal clients and ideal collaboration opportunities? Well, when you learn and you enroll in my Practice Growth Mastery program, you'll learn the details of what I shared in secret number one. And you too will be able to consistently generate a pipeline of as many as 20 ideal client opportunities each month without being salesy, without fear of competition, and without spending a dollar on advertising. We're talking about ideal client opportunities like the very bottom left of the screen here, where this individual tells me that I am interested in growing my virtual assistance firm without feeling overwhelmed. She goes on to say, and who on earth doesn't need a mentor? My assumption about you is this: a self-proclaimed mentor and coach to coaches has got to have something to say that I could gain wisdom and knowledge from. I think that I would, in the very least, find your posts intriguing. I also thought that you had a stunning smile and that you had something that I wanted. I had a wise man once tell me to find someone that had what I wanted and befriend them. He said that people turn into the type of people that we surround ourselves with. He then said that I choose wisely. When you enroll in and implement what I teach in my Practice Growth Mastery program, you could experience ideal client opportunities just like the one I just shared. And as a result of what I teach, you will also get to experience ideal collaboration opportunities like these. Now I'm looking at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, and here's a conversation or a message that I had with Robert. Robert sends me a message that says, "Hey Ike, I enjoyed our call today and I look forward to our meeting on Friday at the Brookwood Grill." Now to give you a little bit of background on Robert, Robert has a couple of companies that he's launching in 2020 that could, quite frankly, disrupt an entire industry that I'm very familiar with. This is a guy who took a company with $600,000 in revenues to a $35 million valuation, then built the sales for another company from $6 million in revenue to more than $80 million, and eventually licensed the product for $90 million. This is a guy who's got a proven track record of success. And what he's up to with these two new companies that he wants to launch, all I can say is it's pretty interesting, to say the least. And I'm fortunate enough to have an opportunity to collaborate with him. So newsflash, ideal collaboration opportunities, they absolutely rock. And when you start cultivating ideal collaboration opportunities like these on LinkedIn, you quickly realize that it's the rocket fuel that you need to grow your business without being salesy, without being fearful of competition, and without spending a dollar in advertising. So here's why you want to learn how to be relational on LinkedIn and how to use my subconscious inception marketing system taught as part of my Practice Growth Mastery program to create these ideal collaboration opportunities. Again, quite frankly, ideal collaboration opportunities rock, and here's a few reasons why. For starters, they open up doors for you to speak at workshops, seminars, conferences, client events, and many other one-to-many type speaking opportunities. They also leverage your time, your energy, and your collaborators' trust and credibility with their existing clients and or tribe. You get to present the same talk, the same presentation, the same conversation that you ordinarily would have one-on-one with your ideal client opportunities. You also get to speak at an event for maybe 30 minutes, maybe 60, maybe 90 minutes, whatever amount of time that they have allotted for you. And when done correctly, the way that I teach, you can enroll several clients at once into your programs and into your service offerings. And the best part is you get paid the hourly equivalent of a highly paid lawyer like Johnny Cochran. And quite frankly, by the time you're done mastering this, you'll likely want to send LinkedIn a royalty check for the good fortune that you are experiencing in your business. And as a result of what I teach, you get to experience what I call ideal collaboration opportunities. These are opportunities that set you up to be able to go give a talk, go give a presentation to a room filled with several of your ideal clients. And so at the bottom right hand of the screen, this is me confirming an invitation from Sam, who invited me to come speak at a firm that he manages. And so in my message, I'm confirming the date of my talk, as well as the topic that I'll be speaking on, the 3 keys to shatter invisible boundaries over what we can be, do, or have. These are just one of many different kinds of ideal collaboration opportunities that all become the fruit of what you learn as part of my Practice Growth Mastery program. And so what I found is all you need is LinkedIn plus one incredible presentation, conversation, or talk. That's it. That's all you really need to build a 6-figure business doing exactly what you love. And the beauty of all of this is you only have to build this presentation, this conversation, this talk once, right? Like you wouldn't have to do all of the things that you'd have to do if you were trying to play the online advertising game. Like there's no, constantly changing your ads because let's face it, people get ad fatigue, right? And you're not constantly tweaking your campaigns because for one reason or the other, your conversion rates are dropping. And you don't have to worry about the latest Facebook, Google, Instagram, or YouTube algorithm change and how that impacts the effectiveness and cost of your ad campaigns, right? I mean, there's no algorithm that's called learning how to do what LinkedIn encourages you to do, which is actually be relational and connect with people. And when you do it the way that I teach, you'll not only create ideal client opportunities for those you serve on a one-on-one basis, but you'll also cultivate ideal collaboration opportunities with other professionals that can open the door to these one-to-many speaking opportunities at seminars, workshops, conferences, client events, retreats, or other opportunities that they give you access to. I mean, that's a better way to grow your business than making the tech founders of Google and Facebook richer, right? And all you do is you go teach, you go train, you go create value for the people that are in attendance. And if you have things set up and structured the right way, you make a lot of money. I mean, there's no increase in competition or ad spend, right? I mean, the person that you're collaborating with is the one who's inviting you to come speak. So it's not like you're competing with anyone for that opportunity to go speak in front of this audience. And so it takes 90 minutes of your time, most of the time. But I've done talks in 30 minutes. I've done them in 60. I've done them in 75 minutes. And it's, quite frankly, it's highly predictable. I mean, by the time you get good at this, you will know, like I do, that whenever you go out and you do a training, that within a small margin of error, you can determine just how many people that you expect to enroll into your program and how much revenue that you're going to make. You can actually know per head when you go teach and train how much money you're going to be able to make by the time that you're done with the talk. And the best part, and I'm going to share with you some numbers in a minute so you get an idea of what the kind of potential is that lies ahead for you. But the best part about this is it's fun. And it actually leverages what you're already good at, having an incredible conversation, giving a talk, or giving a presentation. And so what we found is that it's the simple, smartest way to grow your business to multiple six figures. If you're a coach, if you're a consultant, if you're an accountant, if you're a CPA, if you're a professional practice owner, if you're a service provider, if you're some other purpose-driven entrepreneur that's got relevant skill, knowledge, or expertise that's at the core of your business in terms of how you solve your clients' problems, bar none, this is absolutely the best way to grow your business. I mean, you build one presentation one time, that's it. You might get some feedback when you go present it, right? And go out and deliver it, which might lead you to want to make some tweaks and some changes to it. But you build the presentation once, that's it. And then you go out there and you cultivate relationships with your ideal collaborators. And you simply accept an invitation from one of these collaborators to go speak at an event that they are hosting. Or you find an event or an opportunity where you know that your ideal client is going to be in attendance, right? Or you know that they're going to be in the audience. And so you go, you give your talk, you give your training, you give your speech. And at the end of it, you give people an opportunity to have a conversation with you outside of that event. You schedule them into your calendar, you have an enrollment conversation, and you enroll these people into your high ticket programs and your services. That's it, right? It couldn't be much more simpler. And so now your whole marketing strategy becomes you just being laser focused on getting you in front of your ideal client and on finding venues and opportunities for you to go teach and train, either through the relationships that you forge with collaborators from LinkedIn or from other opportunities that you find on your own. And so a while back, when I introduced you to the idea that all you need is an incredible 1-2 punch to grow your business to 6 or 7 figures, I said you needed just one proven way to get in front of your ideal client opportunities, right? One was all you needed. And for me, that proven way is via LinkedIn. But I also said that if you were greedy, you could go for 2 ways to do that. And so here's the second way to do so. It's simply finding venues to speak where your ideal clients are going to be in the audience. And finding these opportunities is actually the easiest part. I mean, like, there are thousands of opportunities to reach your ideal clients every day. And what you find when you start reaching out to places and offering to speak and train is that most will tell you that they are always looking for people to come in and provide extra value. But like, they actually rarely have anyone to fill the spot. And why is that? Well, because so many teachers and trainers are trying to become internet marketers that they have forgotten about the offline world. And so there are tons of places. I mean, there's like local meetups, there's the local university, the local college. I mean, in Atlanta, where I live, there are 57 local universities and colleges that I can tap into. Then you've got local networking groups, right? I mean, whether it's, a women's networking group or a business development networking group or any type of networking group for that matter. There's churches, there's veterans organizations, there's women's groups, there's men's groups. There's a group for just about everything. There's dog lovers groups, right? There's sports groups. I mean, there's yoga groups. There's a group for just about anything you can think about. And then you can even do lunch and learns for companies. Like, if your ideal client is a professional, the question would be, where do these professionals hang out? They're working within an organization. So if you're a health and wellness professional, how about you do a lunch and learn? You go do a talk on a wellness program that reduces employee absenteeism and boosts employee morale and increases the company's profits. I mean, it's pretty easy. You're going in to an organization to offer to do a free lunch and learn and informing them about the silent killer. Maybe it's obesity or diabetes or whatever topic you want to speak on. You make sure that the employer is keenly aware on just how the health of his employees affects his bottom line. And you deliver your talk, you get people enrolled into a program that addresses the pain points that you discussed in your talk. The employer loves it, employees rave about it, and hey, you end up getting paid. Easy peasy, right? But there's also executive roundtables. So if your ideal client is a C-suite executive, CEO, CFO, doesn't matter. You could reach out to the top 100 companies in your local area, and I can show you how to do that, how to approach them, how to connect with them on LinkedIn. You could set up a local event for them to come attend. Or you could reach out to the top 100 companies nationwide, and you could do a virtual event instead of a face-to-face. If you're doing a face-to-face, you can rent a room for 2 hours and invite people to come to learn something that's going to solve one of their major pain points. And at the end of that roundtable, you extend the opportunity for people to have some one-on-one conversations with you. Like I said, you can do it virtually, or you can create a webinar out of it. You could do a Facebook live stream. You could do a LinkedIn live. I mean, there's an endless stream of opportunities for you. If you like, you could go play in the big leagues and go speak on big stages and conferences. I mean, all of the meeting planners that you'd ever want to connect with are already on LinkedIn. And when you learn the right approach, you can cultivate and leverage a relationship with them for them to book you to speak on the stages that they book for. Or you could leverage people that you already know, people who value your work. You could leverage a relationship that you have with existing clients. You could leverage a relationship, really, literally any personal or professional relationship you have where somebody goes, oh my God, is that who you're trying to get connected to? Hold on a second, let me make an introduction for you, right? And done correctly, you could do almost no cold outreach whatsoever and leverage relationships within your circle of influence and have them make the right introductions for you. And so let's talk about the numbers. Let's dig in so you get a really clear idea as to what the potential could be here for you. I mean, this is how you build a multiple six-figure business using just this strategy alone. Like if you put it together just one offer, let's say it's a $6,000 offer. Maybe it's a $6,000 consulting package or a $6,000 3-month or a 6-month coaching program. Maybe it's a $6,000 VIP day where you get to work with your client one-on-one. Or it could be a $6,000 done for you type service. It could be any specific service, but for the sake of this example, let's just assume that it's a $6,000 offer. Now, regardless of what it is, if you're starting out, if this is your first time, and you're just starting to work with somebody at the, having people work with you at the highest level through this offer, where they get to work with you one-on-one, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to price that between $3,500 to $7,500 for 3 to as many as 6 months of one-on-one work with you. And if you went out and you gave just one talk or training a month, just one talk in front of 20 to 25 people, I'll tell you exactly how many you'll close, even if you're brand new at this, okay? I mean, you're going to close at least 2 people out of those 25, and you're going to close them into your $6,000 program. And as you get better at doing this, you'll close a higher amount, anywhere from 4 to 8 people each time you go out and speak. But I'm assuming that you're brand new and that you've never done this before. So you're going to close 2 people, and when you enroll 2 people from one talk in front of 25 people into your $6,000 program, that's $12,000 a month, right? And like if you did that every month for the next 12 months, that's $144,000 a year from going out and doing one talk and moving 2 people into your $6,000 program. Now, if you want to get really brave, you can go out and do 2 talks a month. And when you run the numbers on that, that's $288,000 a year. That's a business that you've created doing multiple 6 figures a month from simply doing 2 talks a month. I mean, there's nothing out there that is even more efficient than this. Nothing that I can think of. And it works for everybody. Like, it's really, really simple. You don't even have to have ever done this before. And the best part is that the revenue that I showed you is purely from speaking at a local event. This isn't counting any of the revenue that you could generate from the ideal client opportunities we talked about in secret number 1. These are opportunities that are generated outside of a speaking engagement or outside of leveraging a relationship from an ideal collaborator that you've met on LinkedIn or elsewhere for that matter. And so this is secret number 2. Secret number 2. The quickest way to launch and grow to 6 figures is to abandon 80% of what you're currently doing and focus on a simple and scalable 1-2 punch. kind of like a boxing champion. And the beauty of this 1-2 punch is it doesn't require you to be an IT genius or an online marketing guru. It doesn't even require you to do 80% of many of the things that you're currently doing, but instead, it brings in the power of focus to help you to achieve remarkable results. And to get those results, LinkedIn plus one incredible conversation or one talk brings you access to the two things that you need to grow your business to 6 figures plus. And those two things are ideal client opportunities and ideal collaboration opportunities. So we're at the halfway mark, and I want to acknowledge you for sticking with me thus far. If you think what I've shared has been good so far, well, I can assure you that it's only about to get better. So let's dig into secret number 3. Secret number 3. With just 2 service offerings, you can scale your business from 6 figures to 7 figures while providing incredible value to your clients in less than 40 hours a month from anywhere in the world, all without paying obscene amounts of money to the billionaire tech founders of Google and Facebook. Now, I'm sure you'll agree that the business model that I've shown you is pretty cool in creating a 6-figure business, right? Well, I want to help you to avoid hitting the proverbial glass ceiling with the revenues that your business can generate from that business model. So imagine being out there, implementing on this approach and gaining incredible traction in your business. And all you're doing is presenting just twice a month. Twice a month, that's it. In other words, you go out, you do a teaching, you do a training, you do a talk, and at the end of that talk, you'd invite people to schedule some time with you for a 45-minute one-on-one conversation by phone. You then enroll them into your one-on-one coaching program. So because you've gotten really good at this, you're starting to bring on 8 new one-on-one clients each and every month. Now, I mean, this is sort of like an ideal situation, isn't it? I mean, who wouldn't want to be enrolling 8 new clients per month into their one-on-one coaching program? But here's the deal. This is also sort of like a golden handcuffs type of a problem, isn't it? I mean, yes, you're charging $6,000 for 6 months of coaching, so you're bringing in $48,000 in new revenues each month. But the issue with this is your time is starting to get all used up. Because guess what's going to happen in just a few months? In just a few months, you'd have 48 one-on-one clients, and you'd literally have to clone yourself to service all of those clients, right? Like it's either clone yourself or have the phone stuck to your ear all day long just to be able to service those clients. And let's face it, that's not the type of business that you really want to create, right? So here's the super simple strategy to scale your business that frankly is quite genius. Rather than working with 48 one-on-one clients, which can be extremely time consuming, how about you simply place a cap on the number of one-to-one clients you want to work with each year? And let's assume you place a cap on that number to no more than 12 one-on-one clients each year. And you know, the easiest way to go from 48 one-on-one clients to just 12 is to increase your prices and to increase the time commitment so that you can serve your clients at the highest level by having them work with you for a full year. Because let's face it, it's a bit difficult to unravel 20, 30, or even 40 years of habits. And, you know, thinking about that, doesn't bring about the results that your clients truly desire, right? In just 6 months. I mean, they've had 20 to 30 or 40 years of really, really bad habits, and to think that you can make a dramatic change in 6 months might be a little sophomoric, right? So to bring them the real transformation they need, a year-long program would actually serve them best. And so when you double your prices and your time commitment to work with you one-on-one, it's safe to assume that 25% of the people that you are serving will want to continue working with you at this higher price point of $25,000 for the year. Now, the next thing that you do is that you add a group coaching program where your clients still get access to you, but in a group format, which leverages your time while still generating $5,000 per client for 3 months worth of work or 12 weeks worth of work. Then you go out and you follow the model and just do exactly what I said. You teach and you train 2 times a month, just like before, except now your primary focus is on filling your group programs for your lower price point program that still provides good value to your clients. And with 25 people at each talk, you'll see 50 people a month. And since you've gotten good at what it is that you're doing and you're now creating transformational results for the clients that you serve, you'll be able to enroll at least one person into your one-on-one coaching program at $25,000 a year, while also enrolling 6 people from each of your 2 talks. So 12 people in total into your group coaching program. And when you do the math, right, and you do this like clockwork, month after month, here's what you can expect, my friends. So here are how the numbers work out. Serving 48 one-on-one coaching clients under the old business model would require you to have 48 one-hour one-on-one calls per week. And when you do the math on that, that's anywhere from 192 to 240 hours per month, depending on if you have a 4-week or a 5-week month. That's a lot of hours and a significant time commitment on your part. But the upside is with your 6-month coaching program, you generate $288,000 in 6 months, or a cool $576,000 for the year. Now, serving just 12 one-on-one coaching clients per year under the new business model would require that you have 2 one-hour one-on-one calls with your clients each month. So at the peak of your serving 12 clients, this is at your peak, right? You've got 12 clients that you're serving. You'd be spending 24 hours per month with those clients, which is a whole lot better than 192 to 240 hours per month. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, over the course of your year, you spend the equivalent of 288 hours a year, and at a significantly less time commitment, you'd be generating $300,000 a year just from your one-on-one coaching clients. Now, adding just 12 group coaching clients per month under the new business model would require you to have 2 90-minute group coaching calls each month. And at your peak of 36 clients in month 3, because remember, it is a 3-month coaching program, and so if you're enrolling 12 each month, in month 3, you'd actually have 36 clients in total enrolled in 3 group coaching programs. That would require you spending a total of, check this out, 9 hours a month supporting these clients. And at $5,000 per client, for groups of 12 clients that are being added each month, you'd be generating a cool $60,000 per month, which annualized is $720,000 a year. So just in case you missed it, because the last slide was a little busy for you, here's a summary of it all for you. So serving 48 one-on-one coaching clients under the old business model requires anywhere from 192 to 240 hours per month if you're doing weekly calls with your clients. But the upside is you're generating a cool $576,000. And quite frankly, that's not bad for burning yourself out, right? Surely you're thinking there's got to be a better way, and thankfully there is. Under the new business model, serving just 12 one-on-one coaching clients per year under the new business model requires just 24 hours per month. And this is at your peak of having 12 clients fully engaged, fully enrolled, but that generates a cool $300,000 a year in income, in revenue for you, as you have each one of those clients paying you $25,000 for a year-long coaching program. That's not bad, right? The second part of the new business model involves adding just 12 group coaching clients per month under this new business model, which would require just 9 hours of your time, 9 hours per month. And this is only going to happen in month 3, because at your peak, you'd have 36 clients in 3 of your group coaching programs, because again, it's a 3-month program. But what this does is it generates a cool $720,000 a year, with each group of those 12 clients paying $5,000 each, or $60,000 a month in total. Now that's pretty good leverage of your time, right? Combined, that's over $1 million in revenue by speaking or training twice a month and serving clients at the highest level with just 2 service offerings. That, my friends, is how you can create a 7-figure business while spending under 40 hours a month to fully support your clients. That's it. That's all you do. So here's the key to secret number 3. All you need is just 2 offers to build the 7-figure-a-year business of your dreams. Just 2 offers. Your first offer should be a way for your clients to work with you one-on-one, and maybe they're meeting with you for an hour twice a month and getting very personalized attention. This is basically them getting access to you at the highest level, because as you now realize, your time is really your most precious asset. And so for that level of direct access and personalized attention, you're going to charge anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000 a month. And if it's a year-long commitment, then you'd have people paying anywhere from $12,000 to $60,000 a year to work with you one-on-one at this level. Then the next thing you do is you launch your group program, which creates your second offer for how you can have people work with you. And so with your second offer, you're still offering a way for people to work with you, but with the benefits of community, where they have other professionals on a similar journey as they are on, and the group dynamics of something like this is simply powerful. And for your group program, you'll have people pay anywhere from $500 to $2,500 a month. So it could be a $1,500 3-month program, or a $7,500 3-month program, or it could be a $3,000 6-month program, or even a $12,000 6-month program. I help my clients figure this stuff out on how to structure and price this, given the unique aspects of their business. We do this all the time. And what that does for you is it frees you up to do other things, right? I mean, if you love doing podcasts, now is the time to go figure out the podcast game. Maybe writing a book has been in your bucket list. Now is the time to go work on that. Maybe there are certain retreats that you've been wanting to go to. Well, heck, maybe you even want to host your own retreat. Now is the time to go plan all of that out. Maybe you're like me and you'd love to do more work with ministries that you support. Or maybe you're into philanthropy or into traveling. Now that you have the time to do all of those things and basically just go enjoy your life. Why? Because you're running $1 million business and providing such great value to your customers and clients, and because you're running that business with such efficiency that you have the financial, the location, and the time freedom to do all of these other things that really make your life complete and fulfilled. And so that's secret number 3. Secret number 3, with just 2 service offerings, you can scale your business from 6 to 7 figures while providing incredible value to your clients in less than 40 hours a month from anywhere in the world, all without paying obscene amounts of money to the billionaire tech founders of Google and Facebook, or even starting a podcast, or even needing to create an online course, build an online funnel, or build a big email list. Here's the key. A properly structured one-on-one and group service delivery model plus 2 talks per month is really all it takes. So we're almost done. I want to acknowledge you for sticking around this long, and while what I've shared thus far has been incredibly valuable, I believe that I have saved the best for last. And so let's get into secret number 4. Secret number 4 is this. Even with the right strategy, not knowing this one thing is why over 90% of businesses fail and or never reach their full potential. And so let's dig into this one. So I'm going to briefly take you back, right? I'll take you back to a little bit of my journey. So from about 1996 to about 2003, I made a lot of money as an employee. I controlled international business corporations and trusts in foreign locations that gave those entities access to lucrative opportunities that they capitalize on. And while I made a lot of money as an employee, I made a ton more after starting my business in July of 2002 and formally incorporating in 2003. As an entrepreneur, I was able to turn my annual income of about 70, 80 grand to a monthly income. So twice now I've made a lot of money, and twice I've also lost a lot of money. Now, in spite of all my prior successes, one thing I can tell you is I know that I never had the level of success that I was truly capable of. And truth be told, I was never really that happy or fulfilled back then either, which is why I battled with an addiction to work and to pornography. And while I got over the pornography addiction, the work addiction lingered a little longer. And while I experienced more success in my career, I had a sense that something was holding me back from my full potential. It was like there was this block between how I saw myself and how the world saw me. It wasn't until after hitting rock bottom from two devastating business betrayals that unraveled my world as I knew it that things started to become clearer for me. Through the deep inner work that I did, getting to the root of who I was and whose I was, developing a more intimate connection with the creator of the universe, and working with mentors and coaches that I finally discovered the secrets to success, wealth, and fulfillment in life. Those discoveries brought clarity to my purpose in life, which is to end hopelessness in the world. And that has become a part of my vision in life, to share with people the secrets that I've found to break the invisible boundaries of what people think is possible for them to be, do, and have in this life. Because by doing that, I will break the back of hopelessness in this world, which in my mind will put an end to mental health issues like suicide, societal issues like human trafficking, theft, and even gang violence, just to name a few. And while there are many theories on what the secret to success, wealth, and fulfillment in life is, if you listen to the leading authorities on this subject, while they disagree on many things, they all agree on this one thing. And that is that the secret to success, wealth, fulfillment, impact, and influence is your mindset. It's not a strategy and it's not a tactic. As entrepreneurs, we are addicted to strategies and tactics. And as a result, we become victims of the shiny object syndrome, working on stuff that will only account for maybe 20% of our real success in life, while ignoring what's responsible for 80% of our success. So if we want to stack the odds of success in our favor, we'll focus our time and attention on mindset, because mindset is the key that unlocks the door to owning and running the business that we've always dreamed of, to having the bank account balance that we've always wanted, to experiencing the level of fulfillment in life that we've always desired, and to finally having the kind of impact and influence in the world that we know that we are destined for. So here's what I've discovered. Here's what I've discovered to be the secret to my success and really to all success in life. From my studies in personal development and of other successful people, what I've found is that the key to all success in life is mindset. And here's the thing. You can actually give somebody the best strategy, but if they don't have the right mindset, they won't succeed. Or if they do, it definitely won't last. The reason lottery winners go broke within 5 years of winning the lottery and successful athletes go broke within 5 years of retiring from the sport that they played that maybe paid them 9 figures over their career is their mindset. And mindset is also the reason why the biggest gap that exists in life today is the gap between what people know versus what they actually do. Now, on the flip side, you can have somebody with the right mindset actually take the worst strategy or really no strategy at all in life, and they can create some form of success with it. Mind-boggling, isn't it? The fact is that 80% of success is mindset. And most entrepreneurs don't understand mindset at all. And we're addicted to the strategies and tactics for success. And what I found is that as entrepreneurs, we suffer from what I like to call the chicken and the egg syndrome. I mean, we're all out here chasing success, thinking that it'll make us happy, instead of realizing that if we can learn to master our mindset, gain clarity on our purpose, and be happy regardless of the experiences of our life as we pursue fulfilling our purpose, the byproduct of all of that is success will naturally chase us. For money will just naturally flow into us. Enriching relationships will become the norm. Impact and influence will take place within our lives. And the key to all of this is found in one word. And that word is mindset. So I want to share some clues with you on whether or not you have the right mindset. Okay? So you don't have the right mindset if you spend a lot of time feeling stressed and worried about your business and life. That's a sign that we need to do some mindset makeover work, and we need to do it fast. I mean, if you believe that it's hard, and I mean really difficult, and maybe even darn near impossible to live a life where you experience money and success in abundance, that's also a clue. If you ever wonder if you're good enough to really make a difference in the world by fulfilling your purpose, vision, and goals, that's also a sign. You know, if you've lived through cycles of always marginalizing yourself as you compare yourself to others and always end up wondering, what's wrong with me? Why can't I experience the level of success that others are experiencing? That's a pretty tough clue as well. I mean, we need to really figure out a way to turn that around, because it's going to be almost impossible for you to create the success that you desire in life with such harsh judgments that you've made about yourself and the limiting beliefs that you choose to let run your life. If you live in fear that things won't work out, that the new marketing campaign won't work, that the new product or service that you're launching won't work, or worse yet, you're frozen or stuck on indecision because you don't know how to do any of the things that you need to do to grow your business, we'll need to address your mindset. And lastly, if you think you're not ready or that no one will care about what you have to say, guess what? Because of the way that the brain works, you won't ever be ready and no one will ever care about what it is that you have to say. That is until we change your thinking. Because if you think you are, well, you are. If you think you're not, then you're not. Either way, your brain, I mean, either way, you're right. And your mind will find evidence to prove out what you believe to be true about yourself. And you know, there's an incredible cost to you of not having the right mindset. I mean, a poor mindset results in you wasting a ridiculous amount of time, energy, and resources, and you'll end up investing all of that into your fears, your worries, and your limiting beliefs. And when you do that, you have no access to ideas, creativity, intuition, spiritual discernment, divine intelligence, inspiration, or witty inventions. The bottom line is you won't have the resources that you need to effectively and efficiently grow your business. And it's just not fair that you end up wasting. But I mean, you end up wasting on average of about 2 to 4 hours a day, sometimes even more. And I've asked the question to every client that I work with, and I say, hey, if you added up all the time that you spend, I mean, it might be 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, could be stuff that's going on in the back of your mind, even during times when you feel like you're being productive. I mean, if you added up all that time that you're spending being fearful, worried, being anxious, stressed, or just lacking clarity about the path forward for your life and your business, and whether or not you've made or are making the right decisions, how much time are you actually spending on average each day? And on average, it's between 2 to 4 hours. But the cost is huge. I mean, some people say 5 hours, some say 8, some say 10. Some say they feel like every waking hour of their day is consumed by stress, anxiety, and overwhelm. Quite frankly, some even lose sleep as a result, and I get it. I mean, I'm the guy who is addicted to work, who was unhappy and kind of compensated for all of my insecurities by turning to pornography to escape the mental torture that I was in. I mean, we all deal with this in some way, shape, or fashion. But the cost, it will actually bankrupt you. Because if you're spending or wasting an average of 3 hours a day on your fears, your worries, your self-judgments, your stress, your anxiety, your lack of clarity, and your self-criticism, I mean, just do the simple math on that. And you'll see that that's 1,095 hours a year. Folks, that's more than 27 40-hour work weeks where you spend your time feeling crappy and being in what I would call a less than resourceful state. And that's a state from which you can't really create anything when you have no access to the powers of creativity, the powers of reality, or the powers of opportunity. And that really begs the question of the value of your time. Like, what's your time really worth? I mean, judging from the work that I do with coaches, consultants, CPAs, professional practice owners, and other purpose-driven entrepreneurs that deliver incredible value to the clients that they serve, I would suggest that your time is worth $500, $1,000, even $2,500 an hour. Now, I might need to work with you on your mindset to get you to believe that, but I know the value of the work that you do in the world and the value that it has to your ideal client. And by the time that I'm done working with you, you'll see that same value as well. But to keep things simple here, let's assume that your time was just worth a measly $150 an hour. When you take $150 an hour and you multiply it by 1,095 hours of lost hours each year, that's $164,000 plus of lost income each and every year. And over a decade, that's 1.65 million in lost income. Now, in my time in working with clients, the two biggest complaints that I hear is I don't have enough time and I don't have enough money. And as I often like to say, the problem is seldom ever the problem, but more often a symptom of a much bigger problem. So not having enough time or money is really not the problem. The real problem is due to a poor mindset and the litany of limiting beliefs that set invisible boundaries over what's possible in their lives. In their lives, people end up wasting their time on fears, stress, and the laundry list of items I just covered, which quite frankly just ends up costing them incredible amounts of money. And when you learn how to fix the mindset issue that people have, then all of a sudden, the time and the money that they thought that they didn't have kind of just magically shows up in their lives. And it's not just the financial cost, right? I mean, it's your kids, it's family, it's loved ones that you're missing out on with the gift of your presence. It's missing out on those, what I would call Kodak moments that we can't relive because, like me, when we're placating insecurities that show up as a work addiction in our lives with an indulgence in pornography. And then it's what I would call physical decay, the interior slow death that's taking place to our physical bodies from all of the stress, the anxieties, and really the resulting diseases that follow. Now, let's not forget about the mental torment of also living a life that's not in congruence with our core values. I mean, we say that we want to be a family man that wants to be present in the lives of our kids, but we find that the only kid who's getting the most of our attention is our business. And soon, due to the late nights at work, our house ends up feeling more like a Motel 6 than a home. We just hope that the wife and kids actually leave the light on for us when we make it home. And lastly, it's the wasting of what precious time we have here on earth. I mean, tomorrow isn't promised, right? So we have to absolutely make the most of our time here. So if you're watching or listening to this presentation, I would suggest that the number one problem you have in growing your business is a poor mindset. It's not strategy or tactics. Listen, I just showed you an amazing system to grow your business. And if I gave it to you on a silver platter and you still don't have your mindset issues fixed, you'll never experience the success you desire with the system. So here's the myth about mindset. And this myth is no different than any other myth we've covered, like the ones that say the fastest way to launch, grow, and scale your business to 7 figures is to do a bunch of online marketing, to build out an online funnel, to create an online course, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the thing. Mindset is about, it's, you know, it's not about just telling yourself affirmations or a news story, right? Though that helps. It's by itself, it's really not going to create the change that you need in your mindset. That doesn't rewire your brain. It doesn't free you from the voice of your inner critic. Mindset isn't something you change by simply meditating or reading. Now, the good news is that it doesn't take a long time or many years of therapy for it to work. What mindset really is, it's about transformation and permanent brain change. It's a step-by-step process by which you identify your limiting beliefs, you eliminate them since they don't serve you, and you adopt new beliefs that do serve you, and then you anchor those new beliefs deep within the fiber of your spirit and your soul level so that you can bring about the real transformation that you seek. And to get there, to transform your mind, to change the way that you think, that only happens when there's a permanent change to your brain and the way that you naturally think. And when you do the powerful work on mindset that I teach, 3 things start to happen. 1, you invoke the power of creativity. You start getting new ideas on how to move your life and your business forward. 2 is you invoke the power of reality. You start to experience the new car phenomena where things that were always there, you start to see them now and you can utilize them to move your business and your life forward. And 3, you invoke the power of opportunity. You start experiencing favorable coincidences that translate to new opportunities to move your life and your business forward. And all 3 benefits of the mindset work that I teach is exactly what Jane experienced as depicted by this email that she sent me. So Jane sends me an email saying, hey, Ike, I can't make one of our coaching sessions. Now, normally I'd frown upon something like this until I read the reason why she couldn't make the session. She says, hey, I'm in Texas, close to the Mexican border, and I just got notified that I have permission to talk to 200 employees at a trucking company for over 3 days. That's a company that has 200 of her ideal clients that she wants to serve. You'll remember that the model that I showed you is to simply go do talks in venues that have 20 to 25 of your ideal clients, right? Well, here's where the email gets even more interesting. As if that opportunity wasn't already an incredible opportunity, she goes on to say that there's another location where she can go speak as well that will have her tied up for the entire day and asks how she can reschedule our appointment. In my response to her, I say, hey, Jane, the vibrational frequency of the mindset work we've been doing is paying dividends by attracting new opportunities and opening doors for you that you previously couldn't see. And her response to me was this: that's exactly what I thought. Incredible, isn't it? And so that's the final secret, secret number 4. While it's the last one, I truly believe that it's the most important one. And it's the fact that even after you've found the right strategy that works for you, your business, and your industry, not knowing this one thing is the silent killer of greater than 90% of businesses out there. Not knowing this one thing is the reason why greater than 90% of businesses out there fail and or never reach their full potential. And here's the bottom line. Mindset is responsible for 80% of your success, while strategies and tactics account for just 20%. That's the truth. And the truth is this: no matter what the experts in the marketplace are saying right now, no matter what you're being told by the online marketing gurus, no matter what shiny object marketing syndrome has your attention right now, the truth is this: the fastest way to grow a multiple 6-figure or a 7-figure business while spending 75% of your time doing what you love without becoming an online marketing guru or spending money on online ads is to focus on creating a powerfully transformed mindset and coupling that mindset and LinkedIn with a simple, scalable 1-2 punch of having an airtight talker presentation, followed by just 2 service offerings that gives you the time, financial, and location freedom to provide massive value to your clients while creating the life that you love and have dreamed of for years. That's the truth. OMG, what just happened? I mean, with the stuff I shared with you in this training, by now you should be feeling like the code has been cracked on 1, how to go from broke, deflated, and defeated to running a 6-figure or even 7-figure business in record time. 2, how you can generate an additional 10 to 20 new ideal client opportunities each and every month. And 3, how you can build a 6-figure business in 12 months, that you can grow to multiple 6 figures in year 2 and easily scale to 7 figures in year 3 without starting a podcast, building an email list, creating an online course, building an online funnel, or paying for advertising. I know it feels pretty amazing to know that there's a system that can help you build the business of your dreams, but it gets even better. How about I take any risk out of the equation for you? Here's my guarantee to you. If you can show me that you are 1, committed to doing whatever it takes to build the business that you've always dreamed of. 2, that you are coachable and willing to take direction and follow a system without trying to reinvent the wheel. And 3, that you are decisive to not only take action now in this offer, but to also take action and implement what you learn. Then my guarantee to you is this, that by the end of 12 months, your business will be dramatically and positively different. And if you've done these 3 things that I just described without seeing any positive results in your business, then I'll give you a full refund on your investment in any of the programs should we decide that it's a good fit for you to work with us. I can't think of anything else that could be fairer. I'm dedicated to seeing you get results from any of the programs that I offer to my clients. So much so that I'm willing to guarantee that if you do these 3 things that I've discussed here, then you will experience the success that I promise you. If not, you get a full refund on your investment in any of my programs. And so now you have a choice. You can do what some people do. I call them the DIYers. You can take everything that I've taught you and go and try to implement it on your own. And if you're confident that you don't have any mindset issues of your own and that you can execute flawlessly on your own, then by all means, that's a good choice for you. Or you can do what some other people do, which is to just simply forget about it, right? I mean, you can keep using strategies that don't work and keep struggling with your limiting beliefs, and you can keep scratching your head as a ton of people have extraordinary success. The challenge now, though, is there's no going backwards from here. It's like the veil has been lifted, right? So you know what the issues are to get you to the next level. And so if you choose to do nothing with this, you have no one but yourself to blame, right? And so let me ask you a question. I've had an amazing time delivering this training, and I want to thank you for this. And I think the stuff that I've shared has been pretty valuable, right? And hopefully you've had some fun along the way as well. I know I've had a lot of fun, but an hour and a half, however long this has been thus far, that's not a lot of time. It's not a long time at all. So how would you like it if we could find a way where you could work with me directly so I could help you implement what we just talked about? How cool would it be if I could work with you to personally create a powerfully transformed mindset, to help you master LinkedIn so you too could start creating 20 ideal client opportunities on LinkedIn without being salesy, to help you structure and price your 2 service offerings, to help you attract your ideal collaboration opportunities, to create those one-to-many opportunities to present your talk or your presentation to 20 to 25 of your ideal clients and create a multi-six-figure or build a seven-figure practice or business that you love that gives you the time, financial, and location freedom that you crave. I mean, you'd be in the HOV lane, the high occupancy vehicle lane of experiencing the kind of unbelievable rapid success that people only dream of. I mean, picture that for a second. Having the business of your dreams while taking less than 40 hours a month to service your clients at the highest level. That would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? So here's what I've done in order to be able to support you. For the next 48 hours, I have intentionally set aside some time on my calendar to get on the phone with you and to work one-on-one with you to identify precisely what's missing and what you need to do to take your business to the next level. On the call, I'm going to go deep with you. I'm going to help identify where it is that you might be missing some fundamental pieces of your business, where you might not be clear on your ideal client, your messaging, or how to price or structure your offers, where you might be wasting time on the wrong strategies, or where you might just need to work on your mindset. On that same call, I'm going to help you identify precisely what you need to do to hit your income goals over the next 12 months. Whether you're looking to add 10, 20, 50, even $100,000 a month to your business, I'm going to get in there with you, work with you on your business, and make it really, really clear what the next steps need to look like for you. Listen, I've done numerous of these calls before, and it's kind of like a surgeon who understands when you come in and you tell them, hey, this is where I'm struggling with my business. It's like I can pinpoint exactly what the diagnosis should be. And the best thing about this is it's absolutely free. Now, it's my gift to you, okay? It's a $1,000 value. And because I've designed my business the way that best suits me and the lifestyle that I want, I only have very limited spots for those types of phone calls. And I only plan on working with just a few clients. Because my purpose in life is to bring an end to hopelessness by breaking the invisible boundaries over what people think they can be, do, or have. I have a very vested interest in working with you. Why? Because I believe that you're a part of that process. I believe that if I can get you out there building a highly profitable business, sharing your skill, expertise, and your knowledge, then you'll inspire many more people than I could do by myself. And you'll help me in my quest to end hopelessness in the lives of the clients that you're serving. And together, as we do this, we can send the number one reason why people make the decision to end their life. We can completely bring an end to that. Bring an end to the reason why people decide to engage in human trafficking or participate in gangs and in stealing. We can bring a complete end to that by completely eradicating hopelessness. So before scheduling your call, I want to make sure that you know if this call is right for you, okay? Because this call, quite frankly, isn't for everyone. I have very limited numbers of spots available on my calendar. And since you'll be working directly with me and I haven't cloned myself, there's only so much of me to go around, right? So I want to make sure, absolutely sure, that you're clear on who this call is for. So this breakthrough session call is for those coaches, consultants, CPAs, accountants, professional practice owners, and other purpose-driven entrepreneurs with relevant skill, knowledge, and expertise that are looking to make transformative changes in the lives of the clients that they serve. It's for entrepreneurs who, one, are in the process of launching or starting your business right now. It's important to note that I'm not interested in having conversations about you starting in 90 days or figuring out what you need to do to kind of, do now, or starting in 6 months, or kind of kicking the tires around a little bit, right? Thinking about, transitioning from your job into your mission, your passion, and your purpose in life. You have to absolutely be fully committed and ready to be growing your business right now. If you are, then there are two additional things to note about this first category of people that are qualified to get on the call. And that's the fact that A, You must be committed to investing in yourself to get the support that you need to create an amazing business that you love. Or if you don't have the funds to invest in the growth of your business and you need an infusion of capital via a loan to grow your business, then I have access to resources that will guarantee you a minimum of $100,000 in funding. I can discuss more about this with you on the call if that's something that you could benefit from. The second group of people that this is perfect for are those who are already in business but haven't yet broken the six-figure mark. The third group of people that this is an ideal call for are those who are already doing six figures in their business but are looking to grow to multi-six figures or even seven figures. Now, whether you fall into groups 1, 2, or 3, everyone must be, one, willing to offer a high ticket service program of between $1,000 to $5,000 a month. That's the key to success. It's the only way for you to generate the type of income that you want to generate, and it's what's going to allow you to work with fewer people, which is going to allow you to provide more value to them. The whole system is predicated on your willingness to charge high prices, and high, quite frankly, is relative. I don't think it's high at all. I mean, if you're nervous about it, don't worry about it. We'll get on the phone. We'll talk about why you should feel really, really good about charging $1,000 to $5,000 a month for your programs. But you have to be willing to do that. Now, if you want to keep selling that $9 ebook like I was, then quite frankly, this isn't the conversation for you. The other thing is you also have to absolutely want to add at least six figures in revenues to your business over the next 12 months. Now, I'm not looking at helping people who want to go from 0 to 30,000 or from 20,000 to 60,000, right? I mean, I only want to work with clients that are looking to have massive success and that desire to grow highly profitable businesses. And if you're not interested in adding at least six figures in revenues to your business over the next 12 months, it's okay. This isn't the phone call for you, and that's cool. I mean, it's great. You can just take the information that I've shared here and, quite frankly, just do whatever you want to do with it. I'm perfectly fine with that. And lastly, you must also be fully committed and show up on the call. And you have to absolutely carry out any and all instructions that are given to you prior to getting on the call. You see, the value of this call is $1,000, but I'm going to give it to you at absolutely no charge. You're going to be getting on the phone with someone who understands exactly what you need to do in order to add 100,000, 500,000, even $1 million to your business over the next 24 to 36 months. And if you don't show up for the call seriously being fully committed and having completed any instructions given prior to the call, like I wouldn't even have the call with you because I value my time. And if you don't show up to the call, like I'm not even going to bother rescheduling it, right? Like it's pretty simple. You schedule your call, you show up, and if you don't, there's no reschedule opportunity. I mean, if your business is not as a priority to you, then it's not a priority to me. I mean, one of the reasons I'm really comfortable with doing this is I have just some incredible collaboration opportunities in 2020 that, quite frankly, are going to keep me extremely busy. And so I'm all about protecting my time. And so I'm, quite frankly, okay with telling people just, don't bother scheduling the call. Or if you decide not to show up on the call, I just wouldn't even bother rescheduling it with you, okay? But if you're committed, if you're really committed, then I am really, really excited to be able to support you. Now, before scheduling your call, I want to make sure that you know why this call is really important to me. Because it's my purpose to end hopelessness in the world by helping people shatter invisible boundaries over what they can be, do, or have. That's near and dear to me for two reasons. First of all of my deviant behavior in the past has its genesis in my feeling hopeless about my life and about my future. And so it's my belief that if we end hopelessness, that we end people from taking their lives, we completely curtail human trafficking, we annihilate gang violence, and we get rid of a host of other ills in our society today. The second reason why this is important to me is because I'm looking for my next success story. I think it could be you, quite frankly. I'm always looking for the next person that I can help go from 0 to 6 figures, from 6 figures to multi 6 figures, or from multi 6 figures to 7 figures. Like I said, perhaps you're that next person. On our call, I'll explore this with you and see if you're a good fit for us to work together. And if you are, that's great. We'll have a conversation about that and we'll talk about what the next steps are. And if you're not, that's okay too. Hey, listen, I'm a big believer in generously sowing good seeds into the earth because it always comes back to you in ways that you couldn't even imagine. Now, I know you've already gotten a ton of value from this training, and so I know you're going to get a ton more value from the call as others have. And if it's not a good fit for us to work together, and if this training and the call are the only deposits that I get to make in your life, then I'm quite happy to do so because that's what I'm all about. So here's what to do to schedule your call, to schedule your success breakthrough call with me. You're going to click on the website where you are watching this video. There's a button there that's going to say reserve my spot. And that button should be at the top of the page, maybe the middle, maybe even at the bottom of the page. But when you click the button, just follow the instructions to schedule your call. You'll want to schedule your success breakthrough call using the menu of options that are available to you, okay? Then it'll take you to a page where you can select the available dates and times. So select a date and time that works for you, where you're focused, where you're present, where you're in a quiet place without any distraction. That means no kids running around, no loud music, or anything else that could potentially distract you. I promise you this is going to be one of the most important calls that you have had in a long time. So you want to be fully prepared to take advantage of it. Then once you've selected your time, you'll have a short questionnaire or survey to complete. Now, it's imperative that you complete this little survey because it will provide me with the information that I need to fully serve you on the call. If you don't complete the survey, I'm going to assume that you're not serious about your breakthrough success call. And either I or a team member will reach out to you and simply cancel the call. So you must complete the survey or there will not be a call. And once you've done that, you're done. So next, I'm going to share with you how you can receive the special gift that I mentioned at the beginning of this training. So again, I want to thank you for sticking with me until the end. I'd also like to express gratitude and thank you for trusting me with your time and for trusting me with giving you this training for your business. As I promised at the beginning, I said, if you stick with me until the end, I'm going to tell you how you can get your hands on an unbelievable gift that I'm giving to you for free. And so after having had my business shut down and virtually all of my income wiped out in 2018 due to some unforeseen circumstances that I've already shared with you, I had to start over from scratch and focus on an industry that, quite frankly, hadn't previously gotten my full attention. And so during the last 6 months of 2019, I put this relatively new business on pace to generate 6 figures in revenues. With the model that I'm working with right now, I will do multiple 6 figures in the year 2020 with the goal of hitting 7 figures in the year 2021. Now, the success I've achieved thus far has come from using 2 templates. These 2 templates have helped me create 20 ideal client opportunities per month. They've also helped me to collaborate with some of the brightest minds in the coaching industry, people that are much smarter and much more successful than I am. They've even helped me form a mastermind group. These templates have also opened me up to ideal client opportunities. They've opened me up to ideal communication opportunities for me by getting me booked to speak at organizations and at workshops. Part reason why I have limited spots on my calendar to have these success breakthrough calls is because I've already lined up some incredible collaborations with people that will really, really keep me busy in 2020. And while my goal is to do multiple 6 figures in 2020, with the way that things are shaping up, I wouldn't be surprised if I hit 7 figures in the year 2020. And that's why I have no issues canceling appointments with people who don't follow the instructions that I've provided in this training. So here's how to get your hand on these templates. All you have to do is book your free success breakthrough call with me. And as soon as we complete the call, I'll send them to you, okay? Easy peasy. And so Here's the final instructions. To reserve your spot for your success breakthrough call, all you have to do is click the button on the web page that you're on. Again, if this feels right for you, this is if you're tired of spinning around in circles and waking up each day not exactly knowing what to be working on, or whether or not what it is that you're working on is even going to produce the results that you desire. This is also right for you if you want to create a predictable stream of income and consistently get in front of as many as 20 ideal client opportunities each month while using your time efficiently and doing what you love, which again, for me, is teaching, training, sharing my knowledge and expertise, spending time with my family, and working in ministry. It's also right for you if you want to get some help in structuring your programs and making sure that you've got the right messaging and building out the right type of business that you've always dreamed of. From the bottom of my heart, I just want to tell you that it would be my honor to serve you and support you. This is really for you, okay? I'm going to thank you for your time, and I hope that you've gotten a ton of value out of this. I'm excited to speak with you on our upcoming Success Breakthrough call so that I can help you take things to the next level. Until then, many blessings, and please remember to believe radically, pursue fearlessly, and achieve remarkably. For that's the key to living a limitless. So that's the key to living a limitless life. Take care, and God bless.